Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a watch brand I've never featured before, and to be fair, I knew very little of until I actually met up with UK distributor of these, and he allowed me to review this and maybe one or two others. This is actually his own personal watch, and this is a Pequignet. I'll probably pronounce that wrong, I'm really sorry, but I think it's a stunner. Turns out this watch brand has only been around since 1973, so making it 49 years old. Now, as we all know, that is a blink of an eye for the watchmaking fraternity, but this has done so much in such a short time. I say, up to the early 2000s, they were mostly making kind of female jewelry style watches, and then shortly afterwards, the marketing director of Zenith at the time overtook the company. Now, he said to become a proper sort of like high-end kind of watch manufacturer, they needed their own movement, and that's what really kind of puts a brand apart from others. And after a couple of years and almost bankrupting the company, because it literally costs that much to do your own movement, they came up with this absolute stunning movement. What it can do is pretty amazing. There's 9 international patents on this brand, on this movement. That's how cool this movement is, which I'll get a bit more into the movement in a minute. Let's talk sizes first. Now, the size of this watch is a 42mm watch. It is 12.5mm thick and a 50mm lug to lug with a bandwidth of 22mm. I should point out this watch, I think it's roughly around about £2,700, but this is a 4-year-old model now. Now, let's zoom in on that dial a little and have a look at it. And I think it's such a, it's an elegant, very classic style movement, dial. But it's got a little play with colours, as we can see, and I should point out it's quite a heavy watch. That movement really does have some weight to it. Now, the actual dial, as we can see, we've got this kind of white dial here, but it has got a slight silverness to it. It's a bit strange. Now, it just looks so cool. As you can see, I'm really kind of trying to get the sunlight on it there to really point out how kind of nice those blued hands are. If you don't get it in the sunlight, the hands look almost black. Get it in the sunlight, you can really see the bluing of those hands. Now you can see as well, we have these raised hour markers on there, and they're so, the finish on them is superb, the polishing, and they look like they've been set absolutely perfectly. Now, we also have a minute track running around the outside there. We have the Thunderlees, the name, model, and this rather cool sub-seconds. And I love the little play on colour there. I think it really does kind of bring that dial a bit more to life. I even like the way we have this bezel around there which picks up the light and just gives that little bit of reflection there. They've done, it's a very subtle dial, but done extremely well. Now, another thing we should put out here, Calibre Royale and 100H. This watch is a manual wind with 100 hours of power reserve in it. That is a fair bit of power. You know, when you think most watches tend to use something like an ETA 2824, Sleater SW200 variant, and they've all got 38 hours of power reserve. This has got 100, which truly is very, very impressive, all from a single barrel, I should point out. Now, as we can see, look at that crystal. It is absolutely perfect, blends in seamlessly, does a good job. You can see there's AR coating on there, and it just, I say, perfect. Now, we come around to this case. We do have an unusual case design here, the way the lugs come out, and it is their thing, and I really, it's again a little bit different, something you don't see on many other watches, and I like when companies are a little bit different, and this definitely is. Now we come round, we do have a signed crown on here. Now the crown itself isn't a screw down crown, but you do have 100 meters of water resistance to this watch, and if I wind it, it's got a very satisfying sound to it. Now, being a single barrel watch, that means to actually wind it up and get those 100 hours, you do have to turn. It's a good few turns, but you'll know when you get to the when you've hit the maximum amount of power, because you'll feel the slippage of the mainspring in the barrel. So let's have a look at this movement, and it really is an absolute stunner. I think this is absolutely beautiful. Now, this is the EPM02. Now, I put this on the time grapher earlier, and it was running exceptional, well within chronometer specs. I think it was 1 or 2 seconds. Even though it's not chronometer rated, it runs perfectly within that parameters. Now, say this is the manual version of this watch, because when they actually said they want to make a movement, they wanted one movement which could do everything. So this movement is capable of running a large day date complication with instantaneous jump. You can have a moon phase on this movement, which is accurate to 122 years. You can have a small sub-seconds like we see there. You can have a GMT complication also. You can have it with an automatic wind. If you have the automatic wind version, the EPM02, then you get 88 hours of power reserve. Now, I say 9 international patents on this actual movement. It is very impressive. We've got a fully balanced bridge on the hairspring there. It really is a little powerhouse of a movement, and something I can understand why they're so very proud of. And it just decorated is absolutely perfect. I think this, really is very special. When I say it's capable of all these different different functions, and you can have them all. You can have, I believe, all of them at once as well on there. I've got to drop in some other pictures of it. With all the different movement, all the different complications, is pretty damn impressive. Now, I say it does come on. It is available on different straps. We have it on the brown one here. I also put it on a black style one, which it also looks very good with. We do have a very nice pin and buckle there. Obviously, it is all signed up on the back there. Let me put it on my wrist so you got an idea how it looks. We'll zoom out a little bit there. Now, I'm wearing today a little Seiko MM200. Bob's still got his Draken up there. So let's take this off. Now, my wrist size is about 7¼ inches. So we'll have a look at this and see how it looks. Now, let's just put this on, and there you go. I think it looks tremendous. Now, I say, honestly, I looked at these watches, first of all, online, and to be fair, on the online pictures, they were somewhat disappointing. I didn't really think they looked that great, but after trying, I was lucky that I got to pick up quite a few and try them in my hands and see what I thought. They've just got they look so much better in real life than actually on their website. So I really would recommend them. Is there anything I would change on them? Yes, possibly. You guys do know I do like a little bit of lume on the dial. This one hasn't, but other models they do. They have lume on them. So, but again, this maybe isn't that kind of watch, so it's a little bit kind of unfair me to say that. Looking at the back now, I say this movement is absolutely gorgeous, and it really is a tour de force. But because it is capable of so many other things, you do notice that you are missing, what potentially could be. I believe that would be for the automatic works would go there. But I'm being really, really picky on this. The only downside I would say, which is a little bit of a shame because it is such an amazing movement, if I do pull it all the way out, it doesn't hack, which is, that is my biggest bugbear, I would say, with it. But could I live with that? Oh, I certainly could. I really could. This is, I say, because it's only from a small boutique, a small brand, you don't really see them come up for sale at all, used or anything. But this is a watch I really, really would consider buying. I think it is absolutely beautiful. That's really, I would say, You know, oh, I suppose one other thing would be it doesn't have a bracelet option, which would have been, would have been nice. But I believe they did say when I was talking to the UK director or the UK salesman of these watches, he did say they are going to look into possibly making a bracelet at some stage. So there you go. But I honestly think this is an absolute beautiful watch. It just feels right on the wrist. It looks elegant, but it's got a bit of weight to it, and I kind of like that. It's there. So anyway, I'll leave you to it. Hope you enjoyed the review, and let me know what you think of the watch. All the best. Stay safe out there, guys. Bye.